Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Haunted Lagoon. It wasn't always haunted, but through the years there have been some strange happenings, peculiar sightings, and eerie noises coming from the villages after dark.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
So this is like you're going to edit later. I said we were a one-take wonder.
No, this is, we're still going. Wow. Oh, we are so excited that Auntie Sonne is with us. I am Emmie Siebert, and I am with my lovely co-host, Mutia Parasduhita. Welcome to Alaka'i, the podcast.
Thank you, and thank you so much for coming today. And what you just heard is the sound, the voice of a beautiful Auntie Sonne. And she's coming here because we are going to approach the Friday of the 13th.
So a little bit about Auntie Sonne here. We are so stoked to have her on. She is from New Zealand. Her family immigrated here when she was 16 years old. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. And then.
Yeah. So my older sisters came to BYU. And we
Here
have
in Hawaii?
BYU-Hawaii. And my parents fell in love with Laie. So we immigrated here, a family of 9 children, 2 parents.
Where are you in the 9?
I am the 7th child.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big
So,
family.
yeah, this was back in 1980, June of 1980.
Okay.
So I was 16 back then. And yeah, I went to BYU, worked at the Polynesian Cultural Center.
Wow.
Then I got my degree here, business management, and then I moved to California. I lived in LA for about 6 or 7 years. I worked for Columbia Broadcasting in LA.
Okay, what did you do with Columbia
So
Broadcasting?
I did some financial stuff for them, but I did take their announcing course.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
so-
makes
so much sense.
Yeah, so they were, we were right on in Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard, and they were training mostly radio personalities.
What did you enjoy the most over there?
What did I
Enjoy the most?
just the people,
Yeah.
but you know it's a crazy place, Hollywood,
That's what I
and so I was very naive, but the people were lots of fun.
Oh, that's good.
And yeah, we went to lots of events, and I just enjoyed my time there. But of course, I came back to Paradise and got a job back in PCC. I love Laie, so I worked in human resources, worked at PCC. Well, I danced, Māori Village, night show, canoe pageant, went through all of that.
That is the dream.
And then I got into human resources.
Okay.
And I was 30 years at PCC, and I retired December 2021. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for introducing yourself and then telling us about all your experiences.
Yeah, you could take our
yeah.
job. Let's just switch roles here.
Definitely. Well, I would like to talk more about your experience during the time when you were at the PCC. I heard a lot about the Haunted Lagoon, and that's something that I'm interested to hear about today.
Okay, so yeah, the Haunted Lagoon, where at 2008, there was a recession, and tourist counts were down. And so our marketing department came up with the idea. Well, we looked at a lot of ideas, but they thought, hey, why don't we have a haunted lagoon during the month of October? So the villages close about 5:30 and turn the lagoon into a haunted lagoon and have, you know, canoe rides down the lagoon.
So people, like guests, would be on
Yes,
the
so you'd
the
add a
canoe.
paying customer.
Okay.
So at that time, the recession, we had to try and find events that our locals would come to.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were targeting the local market.
That makes sense.
And did they come?
Yeah,
yes,
that would totally.
they came.
Yeah.
So it was very, very successful. So 5:30, we'd set up the villages. All the tourists of the day who's had a cultural experience would head to dinner in the night show. And then we would
the
go,
locals would
yes,
come
and then we
out.
would come in and set up the different areas along the lagoon. And each area had a theme. and that changed yearly, right? I think we did it for 4 or 5 years. And so you had an area. So I was in charge of an area. So to give you an example, one year I had headless ladies, dancing around, and you had to make the props.
How did that work?
So we relied a lot on the community and our employees.
Okay.
So full-time salaried employees, of course, we did the hard yards, right? And then community members were volunteers. So we had them sign a community document, a volunteer document, and we had lots and lots
Of volunteers.
we couldn't have done it without the community.
Right.
And so they came out. And so like in my area, maybe every night I would need 25 people. So from like 7 o'clock, as soon as it got dark, 7 o'clock to 11:30, sometimes 12 midnight. And so I would have like 4 headless ladies in costume and everything, and then we'd have to change them out one by one, right? And so then those ladies could go and have dinner, and we had a set up kitchen at the back, which was great.
Okay.
And
for the people who worked there.
we had makeup artists, the whole 9 yards. It was fantastic.
That's really all out.
Yeah, it was all out. And so we'd interchange our people. And they had to do it within the music because the scene does not stop, right? So there was
The show must go on.
Yeah, 30 people to a canoe perhaps, and a canoe was leaving the canoe landing every 3.5 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was packed. The lines were like 2 hours long wait. And so they had to do some entertainment up the front to entertain the people while they were waiting. And then they'd come into the lagoon and, get the scare, the Laie Lady. So, yeah, I was the voice of the Laie Lady.
Okay, so were you the voice of the entire ride, or did you just have like a section?
So just the introduction, the beginning lagoon by the Samoan village.
Okay.
So misty, fog.
Okay, and that's what we
and
got.
you talk about the
taste of.
Laie Lady, and there was a whole story about her. Did she drown in the lagoon? Was she killed by a jealous lover? Watch out, you might see her. Beware of her friends along the ride.
Ooh.
And the funny thing is, the Laie Lady was a guy. Like they were guys, tall, skinny.
Oh, like acting as.
Because they were good swimmers. And so they could swim under the water for quite some time, get under the canoes and stay in the air pocket there. You're right. And then just come up out of the water and spook whenever. And they built a platform along the lagoon. So it looked like the lady was walking along the platform, then would get down and crawl.
Oh my god.
And then would actually
That's
dive
so
into the water.
scary.
It was really, and those guys were fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I used to just, I ran my area. Once my area was running good,
Yeah.
I would sneak up to the Samoan village and sit in one of the little falies and just watch because they were amazing. And the people were so scared.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
would be.
we had big guys from Waianae just screaming. It was so fun. And especially the Japanese. Like one year we did ladies in black with bowler hats and the veils mourning around a coffin. And then the last lady was attached to a pole. Looked like a real lady, but as the canoe came closer towards the end, we would jut her out in front of everyone. So, so the Japanese, especially for that one, we could see the canoe approaching and they would all move to the side. So there was like a whole space, of a free seat on one side that was closest to the, the lagoon edge.
Yeah.
And they would come up and they would just be so scared. I mean, some of them would be in
Like,
such
I'm out.
shock that they would just jab the and they'd fall into the lagoon because they'd pushed them over the side. They were so.
Was that
so
like
the
a
last
hazard
person,
ever?
They're
Was
gonna
that
be
like,
wet.
like how did?
Oh yeah, we're going to have to get them out of the lagoon and take them to
Like a
wardrobe and dry them off. And
wardrobe.
I mean, some people would just say it's okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
and
But
just
that's
go
not
home
part
and-
of the scene.
It's not part of the scene.
Yeah.
Those are the things that happened.
Did they have to? I heard like at some haunted houses, you have to like sign something beforehand. Like if you like, don't sue us if you like.
No, I don't think we had for our guests, but for our volunteers we did.
Oh.
Yeah. So, we had all different areas around the lagoon. So each area you'd come into a different, crazy clowns,
Oh my gosh.
monsters in the
It's like
water,
my worst nightmare.
Yeti, that were, pirates. So each area had its own music and,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
was
I'm
really
wondering,
fun.
how did you get that job?
Oh, yeah, good question.
So
Did you apply for it or
No.
They probably came to
This
you.
is just brainstorming
Yeah.
with the marketing
'Cause you were already
department and
working
our
with
friends.
PCC,
So, and, they just like, yeah, Sonny, do you think you could do that? I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'll give it a try,
That's actually really, really
Yeah,
smart.
So,
Yeah, they're probably like, oh my gosh.
yeah.
Keep
So
doing that.
it was fun, but it was hard work.
How did you do it every night for?
So we did it on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So there was a break in between.
Those
So
Tuesdays and
four nights a
Thursdays?
week for the month of October only. And
Just to celebrate Halloween.
yeah, just for Halloween. And the ticket price was $25
Nice.
to come on to the lagoon. And they had a keiki for the children early, and it wasn't spooky at all.
That's the one
It,
that
it
would
was
be
just
for me.
it was
I would
kind
probably
of
still
spooky,
scream.
but not really
The
spooky.
kids would be like, "What is she doing here?"
Yeah, right.
But when it got dark, then it was really spooky.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really quite spooky. Yeah.
I mean, even just going on a canoe in the dark with nothing there, I probably would still scream.
yeah.
And so, like,
I mean,
there being a whole show and stuff.
and monsters coming out of the water scaring you.
Yeah.
And, those
That-
guys were in the lagoon all night,
Oh
so
my
we'd have
gosh.
to get them out, like leave them in there 45 minutes or so, and you transition them out so they could have hot noodles, change out, and get someone else
Was it
into the
cold?
lagoon.
Was it cold? or-
Well, if you're in the lagoon, yeah,
I
it's
guess
kind of
so.
cold.
Yeah, if you go in and out of water, it's
Yeah.
always cold.
Oh my gosh, I'm like.
But the
scared.
volunteers were fantastic.
I bet.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
So what did I gain out of that experience?
Okay. What did you?
I am not afraid of the dark.
Really?
Yeah, I can operate in the dark. Like I be walking around PCC cleaning up my area, 1:00 in the morning, and I might be the only one in the village.
Oh my gosh. You've
But then
got
there'd
to
be someone in the
joking me.
Samoan village, or you could hear Fehi
Okay.
winding down his music somewhere else. But yeah. So
Yikes.
that's
So
Yeah.
would you say that you don't experience any scary things over there when you're working?
no, not really, because after a while you figure, you're probably scared in the beginning, with
Yeah.
all of the. But once you're there working it every night, I mean, we had zombies coming off the walls with bungee cords.
What?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
came up with this stuff?
And the music was scary. Spiders coming down on top of the canoes. Yeah.
Was it like, would they touch people? Like, would people have to like?
Oh, yeah. The spiders could touch their hair and then they'd scream. They had actually the Hawaiian village had a decoy on the canoe where they would pull off a girl, and the tourists would think that she was a tourist, one of the guests, but she was actually in the show.
The
And they'd pull her off, and there was a cannibal, and we had to stop that one. We did that one year, and then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe we shouldn't do that one.
Like, let's slow it down here. Let's take a step back. What
Yeah.
message are we sending?
That's right,
Like,
that's
how
right.
far do you really
That's
want to
right.
go? Oh my gosh.
So if you got the first couple of years of the Haunted Lagoon, that was the really spooky times.
So how many years? Why did it start and why did it stop? Because you don't do it anymore, right?
Yeah. So it started, like I said, there was a recession,
Okay.
and tourist count was down, so we needed to appeal to I guess mainland guests weren't coming like they
Right.
were.
And this is before COVID. Right.
Oh yeah. This is way back in 2008.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then and then it was good for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after 4 years, when the economy started getting back to normal,
Yeah.
we just
They
thought,
stopped.
it's not really
And
part of our
necessary.
cultural,
Right.
So it did what it needed to do for the time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What a crazy thing that you got to do. I'm scared right now. Like I'm so scared.
Well, you kind of mentioned that it's not like part of the cultural, but Hawaiian itself, they have a lot of legend. They have a lot of scary or just a story that they pass from one generation to another generations. So I think it could still relatable somehow.
We're like, bring it back.
Yeah.
I really wanted to experience that.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. So these, for everyone listening, as you know, Friday the 13th is coming up. We had mentioned that earlier. I was talking to Mutia right before this, and I don't think Mutia knew what Friday the 13th was.
Yes, because I'm from Indonesia and it's not really common. Friday the 13th, what is that? So I pull out the Google and then it says that it is considered as an unlucky day in Western superstitions. So
Superstitious.
Yeah.
Superstition.
Yep. So I think it's more like your unlucky day that somehow you can feel a bad spirit or sometimes bad experience that is really like bizarre.
Okay.
So I think I don't really see ghosts. I've never seen ghosts and I don't want to see ghosts, but kind of have like, some spooky experiences.
Yeah, I heard, well, I don't know, maybe you have. I heard that there was a little on-campus.
On-campus experience. Actually, it only happened once, and it just happened at the beginning of the year. It's during the culture night time, and I was acted as a choreographer for my club.
So
But-
wait, what club are you president of? Yeah.
It's an Indonesia club.
Indonesia makes sense.
It's Indonesia
That adds
club,
up.
and I don't. I can say that I don't dance really well. So every time I choreograph something, I need to absorb everything, and then I need quietness. So one time we did a practice at the CAC.
Okay.
It's on the second floor of CAC. As we know,
The
CAC.
spooky floor.
Yep. Nobody goes there actually. Only during devotional, and then most of the time during the day, it's nothing. No one. So there was one of the room we did a practice, but I need a quietness, so I went to the bathroom myself. I played a really, really, really loud music, Indonesian music.
For the choreography stuff?
Yes,
Okay.
and a lot of gamelan and the traditional music. That's actually very strong.
So you're just blasting this music in the bathroom?
Yep.
Okay, got
A
it. By
very
yourself.
loud one.
Very loud, okay.
Just from my phone, but in the bathroom it's always
It resonates.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I did all the taps, all the dances. It's so loud. And then all of a sudden, I heard a very, very loud voice like this. Shh.
Oh my gosh. What did you do?
I just had a positive thinking. I'm like, okay, there might be someone inside the bathroom. So I checked every single bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
And no one was there. And I was like, okay, maybe it was only my feeling. So I started the music again, and then I danced again. And then another shush.
Oh my gosh. You've got to be kidding me.
So when I noticed that, I decided to come back to the crowds.
Did you
Man.
run? Like,
I ran. I ran.
I run in the dark. I run. Like, whenever I'm in the science building studying at night, and I went to the bathroom by myself.
Yeah, it
I
made me
ran.
think about all the custodian working at 4.
Oh, maybe he's a custodian person, do you think?
I don't think so, but it's just so
How about
scary.
are there speakers in the bathroom so that when
Ooh.
stuff happens outside, you can hear when you're in the bathroom what the score is. I mean, I don't know,
Oh.
and maybe the guys in the sound
We're
booth could
testing,
hear you, and then they're like,
They're like,
turn it off, and it came through the speaker. Maybe there's hidden cameras and speakers.
that's scarier than ghosts, honestly.
Definitely not in the bathroom.
Well, I sure hope not.
True. What about you? Do you have a scary story or any bad experience?
A spooky experience. I think I make a lot of stuff up in my head when I run in the dark. But there was this one time. It doesn't have to do with ghosts. But I was scared out of my mind. One time, okay, picture this. I'm living in Texas and I'm in high school or something, like a junior. And for some reason, my family, my entire family had this event to go to that I wasn't going. I don't know why. So I'm home by myself. My family leaves maybe 20 or so minutes. They leave to this event. And then I'm home. I'm probably watching Netflix in my room or something. I hear a car pull up the driveway. And I was like, oh, my heart kind of started pounding. And then I heard a door open and close, and so I knew someone was in the driveway, and I was like, oh, maybe it's my family, but I was like, but it's not long enough for them to come back if they forgot something, but it also isn't long enough for them to come back from the event that they were at.
True.
So I was like, man, I was just kind of confused, like what was going on, whatever. And then I hear the back door. It opens.
I would be so terrified.
Yes. So at this moment, there's like a million thoughts going through my mind. But at first I was like, oh my gosh, I need to like hide. And so I was like, gonna go in between like under my bed or something. But then I was like starting to think realistically here. I was like, I need to like be better. Because then if someone is here, you know, if they do find me under my bed,
Right.
it's like, what am I gonna do? Just scream? You know, I can't, I gotta be, you know, I gotta have some type of way to like
Defend
fight
yourself.
back. I need to, defend myself. So this person walks in, I hear them like walking around downstairs. And I'm totally not gonna, dude, did you hear that?
Yeah, someone's coming. Wants to come in.
Guys, this place is
There was
haunted.
the door, but there was no one behind the
This
door.
place is haunted. So, anywho, I'm like thinking, okay, I need to defend myself. I hear them walking around downstairs. I'm upstairs, absolutely helpless. I just have nothing. But I remember my brother got a machete for Christmas. And like a machete is like a really big knife or something. I don't know what.
A sharp knife.
Yeah, a sharp knife. It's kind of like whoa, like
Yeah.
that's the sound effects I hear.
Almost like a sword. A mini sword?
Yeah.
Right.
A mini machete, a machete. Anyways, so I tiptoe over to his room and I grab the machete. So I'm like, man, if anyone could just like see me now, you know, I'm like literally this helpless high schooler with a machete in her hand, ready to fight back. But I didn't want to use it. I would rather like, you know, run away. So I still hear them downstairs. I remember that I have this potted plant in my room. And so they're walking around and in my head, I'm like having like a million thoughts, you know, when your thoughts are just so fast. It kind of takes a second to like explain them, but like they were so quick. I was like, maybe I should throw over the plant, over the ledge of the stairs, diversion, bust open the window, go on the roof, and we have a trampoline. I would jump on the trampoline and then run away.
Wow.
So I was like, man, maybe I should do that. So I like crack open the window, you know, so then it wouldn't just have to, I could, you know, it would be
Yeah.
a little easier. I feel like I'd have a lot of adrenaline though, just to like, you know, I could just pound it. I'd probably break the.
I love that you're just planning your exit all in your head.
Yes, and it
And
took
not
like
just
30
frozen.
seconds. I know, because I've always wondered if I was going to be one of those people who'd just be like,
Frozen.
yeah, frozen. I was
Yeah.
like, come on, I don't want to be. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I
I'm glad you're
feel
not.
like I need to be unleashed, you know,
Yeah.
like. So this was actually a really good exercise for me. But anyways, long story short, as I was about to throw over this plant over the stairs with a machete in my hand, I didn't do it because I didn't hear them for a second. I was like kind of waiting for the right moment. But then my mom had texted someone to come in our house and drop off bread. And she didn't tell me. So it turns out it wasn't scary at all, but that was my reaction to what I thought when someone was breaking into my house. So
But that very moment, it's scary.
I know, my gosh, I was literally nearly peeing my pants, nearly, but composed enough to like, you know,
Composed enough to plan.
I was like ready.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
awesome.
Yeah, and honestly, like I wonder how I would act, like if I were to be in like a combat moment. You know,
Yeah.
do you ever wonder that? Like just me? Okay.
Well,
No,
yes, in my
do? Okay.
imagination, not
Okay.
in reality, because
Got
it's
it.
just like, man, it's so complex. I don't want to live that way, you know.
I don't want to live that way. That's true.
Sometimes you're forced to
It's true.
deal with the situation, right?
It's true. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, we listen quite a lot of stories, and it's always been fun. It's scary sometimes, but sometimes you need to do this kind of story with your friend. Just make a circle, and then just, you know,
Sing some songs. Just kidding.
yeah, you could do that too. But anyway, I think it's always nice to have a time to always remember that we don't really own this world. We share with another spirit too. So to be always like respectful on whatever it is surrounding. I remember like back in Indonesia, we always have like a flower. It's a really, really good smell flower in Indonesia. Plumeria, if you call it here.
Oh, here. There's a bunch of plumerias.
But it's only grow in the graveyard in Indonesia. So every time you smell that, You just need to be still and then, just respect whatever it is passing you by. So, yeah, I think it's a quiet, good reminder for all of us to be respectful to our nature as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we do know that spirits exist,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good and bad.
Good and
so
bad.
it's good. Be
Be
alert
respectful.
and be doing what's right.
Right.
If you're mainly doing what's right, then you don't have to worry, right?
Yeah.
Agree.
So true. Way to end this on a positive note. Thank you. Auntie Sonne, thank you so much for joining us.
You're
I could
welcome.
just listen to your voice all day. This whole thing probably should have just been you reading
No,
over
no.
your thing. Thank you so much. And to
Thank you.
all of our listeners, thanks for talking story with us. If you have a story that you would like to share with us, you're welcome to reach out to our Instagram page at Alaka'i News. And see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.